I would love for you, if you don't mind, to maybe go more in depth, like for single moms, because with partners, we took talk about delegation. That's all it really it is. It's delegating and telling them what you need. But I really would like for you, if you don't mind, to just maybe give some advice to single moms.
I would be happy to the best of my ability. I was a single mom for a minute in between. I have, as I said, two daughters. They're 15 years apart. And so my first marriage ended in divorce. I was a single mom for a while in the middle, then got remarried and had another child. And what I can say is, it is really extra hard to be a single mom. And having done both, knowing that even those of us, and so many of us complain about our husbands and they don't do it enough and they don't do it the way we want them to do it, but just having another adult in the house so that you can go to the bathroom and not worry that that the house is going to get caught on fire, and there's not going to be another adult to help. Just that alone is underappreciated when you haven't experienced both. So I'd say the biggest thing for single moms is, before, especially if you know you're going to be a single mom before you give birth, to start working on your village. And whatever that village is, and that village can be other single moms. There were times in between marriages where I was partnering up with another mom. And so then I take all the kids, right? But then you got a break, right? And the reality is, you have one, sometimes it's even easier to have more than one, because then they play with each other and you don't have to be the plaything, right? So finding other moms that understand, other moms that are also single moms, and then sharing some of those duties. Cook dinner, you just cook extra and you share the food. You share some of the childcare. You share some of that back and forth. And even as a married mom, I like doing that with one of my best friends that lives 7 minutes away. Our girls go to the same school. She was out last night. Her husband's out of town. She had to take one of her kids to do something for, because she's a senior. And so the one that's the same age as my little one was home by herself. I was on auntie duty, 7 minutes away. If you need me, she wanted to stay home by herself. But if you need me, then I'm here. Like that kind of thing, to have that as soon as you can, as much as you can, is such a gift. The other thing that I'll say, and I was wanted to share this story because I just said this to one of the clients that I'm still working with individually over the weekend. She is a single mom of twins. And she and I have been working together before she had her twins. And so yes, again, totally overwhelming. She just moved. I'm so happy for her. She found bought a house. She's so excited, but overwhelmed, because you know how it is. Moving is hard. I think moving's hard if you're single. And my husband says if we ever move again, we're going to leave everything here and buy new stuff at the new
Yeah,
house.
that's me. I'm your husband. My husband will probably say the opposite, but it's so stressful.
It's so stressful. So imagine doing it with two little ones that I think they're like just a little over a year old, right? So they're
Wow.
moving, and so I gave her one of my words of wisdom from my own experience with my oldest daughter. At one point, I was working on my dissertation to get my PhD,
Uy.
and then I did it. It worked so well that I did it again with my youngest daughter. Get a mommy's helper. What's a mommy's helper? A mommy's helper is somebody, a neighbor, a family child that's too young to really babysit. So somebody that's like 8, 9, 10. So they're not really old enough for you to leave the house, but they're old enough to watch, to play with, to be there so that you can do something else. Right. So that you, and I did that. I had my oldest daughter, her preschool teacher's daughter, who was 9 years old, would come over on Sundays for 2 hours. And she would play with my little one when she was, I think she was like 2.5, while I was working on my dissertation. I couldn't leave the house, but I didn't need to leave the house to work on my dissertation. But I needed to be able to focus. And I needed to know that my kid was okay. They're safe. They're in the other room. I could see them. I could hear them. I knew they were there, but I didn't have to give her my undivided attention, and I could focus on something else. So I think mommy's helpers, I think you need a village, all kinds of village. You need friends and family and other moms, but sometimes you just need a couple hours where you can put your feet up and watch a TV show or clean your house, and having a mommy's helper, which is less expensive because you can pay them like $5, $10, and they're so excited. A 9-year-old to get paid regularly and have, 10 extra dollars to spend is magic for them. For the 9-year-old's mom, it's magic because they know that it's kind of like they're getting free babysitting, right? Because they can go do something else for these 2 hours. And for you, so it's a win-win-win all around. So that is one of my secrets. And I've done it twice with both my girls, and it worked out wonderfully. In fact, the second mommy's helper is now I've adopted her as my niece. She was watching my little one while I cleaned the house because I couldn't find somebody that I cleaned as well as I did. And
Yeah.
so, but I didn't like the imagination play as much as, that's not my thing. And but the kids need to do it. So she came over, she's a neighbor, and now I've adopted her as my niece.